I'm Georgianne Cowan, and I am the creator of Moving Soul Dance for Women. I want to talk a little bit about this class because it's been living in me for so many years now, over 30 actually, where I felt originally this need to create a space and time out for women to feel their bodies, to feel their spirits, to feel their ecstasy, their pain, their loneliness, despair, whatever it is, in a sacred context and within a safe container, which is all women. And so my intention when I teach is to open these sort of windows of exploration through the body. And the way that I work is I work, first of all, very intuitively, but also I work subtly. So with subtle movement, which is bringing one's awareness inside the body and moving from the inside out. And the way that we achieve that is by focused attention in very specific areas of the body, creating movement and pulse and fluidity inside the body. And that's done through instruction and demonstration. And just to give you an idea, here is an idea of moving, for instance, in the wrist. And instead of maybe the more mechanical ways that we're used to operating, opening the door, driving our car, etc., here I am putting my attention in my wrist and exploring all the avenues and all the ways that I can actually create some sort of presence and movement in that part of my body. So we could actually put that awareness anywhere in the body. I could put it in my neck and create very subtle sort of movement inside the neck. And as I'm doing this, I'm actually imagining the membranes inside and the veins, and actually imagining that I'm kind of creating a bit of, in a way, it's like a lubrication of presence and of awareness. So a lubrication of presence and awareness here, lubrication of presence and awareness here in my neck. So that is something that's done many times with eyes closed. I show you ways in, I show you different doorways and pathways in, how to get there through breath, being one. Through sound, sometimes the vibration of sound moves through any blockages. It also sort of stimulates the whole system, the whole fluid system. So a sound like a ee or an ah. So those are some of the subtle ways of going inside the body and creating that kind of movement. And then I also work with expressive movement to music. So I'll put on music and we'll work with expressing ourselves, just letting whatever comes through as a result of listening to music and dancing together and all of that happens. But most importantly, what I bring in is a mythic kind of archetypal, symbolic, poetic storyline each week, so that each week we have a theme. And I create altars in the room so that you can interact through embodiment with these different altar themes. So for instance, I may bring in the idea of working with the grandmothers. So I have an altar to the grandmothers. And you can go up to the grandmother, sit by her feet. I'll have a chair set up with a piece of fabric. It's the grandmother. Sit by her feet. In your mind's eye, ask her questions. Be with her. Or you can sit actually in the chair and become the grandmother and feel the presence of what it feels like to be one who has lived through so much and has so much to offer and has come to this place of equilibrium and balance without fretting as we do when we're younger. So that's one idea, the grandmother. Or I might bring in, here's another idea of the crossroads. So I'll set up kind of crossroads in the room where you can actually walk down the fabric line of the crossroads and get in the middle and feel like, oh, okay, which direction am I taking? Where am I going? Which way am I going to go? And you actually physicalize these sort of dilemmas that we face. So I feel in my work, it's embodying these, as I said, dilemmas, but also these adventures and these particular archetypal energies that we all contain inside of our psyches and in our bodies as well. That if we begin to enact those energies, if we become, for instance, if I become the sun radiating out from my heart, and I pull the rays of my sun out from my heart or my third eye, or my eyes, then there's this sense of connection, not only to yourself, but a connection to something so much larger. That is, as many psychologists, including Jung and others, call the collective unconscious. So we have this collective unconscious that we're connecting to, but I also believe it's more than that. It's the collective kind of universal swim of energy that's all around us. And there's no mistaking that we love stories, and we love to enact stories. And so in this situation in Moving Soul Dance, the second part of class, I set up kind of this journey with, as I said, the themes, and you get to enact your story in the way that you do. So, for instance, if I'm working, say, with the heart energy, you could also work with it in a closed way or in a broken way. And you could feel into where you are in this moment with your heart. Is it closed? And you can play with the variances of open-heartedness, closed-heartedness, timid, unsure, vulnerable heartedness. So there's so many energetic ways of encompassing these themes that I bring in, and that's what's the wonder of it, is that each person has their own energetic kind of way of tuning, and then ultimately I feel like it brings us into a healing place because you actually embody instead of thinking about or psychoanalyzing, you actually embody these powerful themes of life. And inevitably people leave feeling lighter and as if they've gone through some important kind of ritual. So I just want to give you a little bit, as I said, of what it is that I do with Moving Soul Dance, and hopefully you'll come and explore and see where you go with it. And I look forward to embracing you in this circle.